Welcome back.
Welcome back, brother. How you doing, man?
Great job.
Episode
9.
Episode 9, Jiu Jitsu Dummies. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you coming back out.
For sure,
man.
yeah, for sure.
Let's tell everybody what the heck we're doing here. It's just the two of us. We didn't lose anybody. We're doing these mini episodes. This is a way for us to answer some of the questions.
Get to the meat and potatoes of what we're doing here.
Yeah, we get so many questions. We're not covering everything that people are sending. It's a little bit. It bothers me that I can't get to all the questions and I'm not answering them online.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's do a short episode.
We're doing some short episodes. We did episode 8. We were about a half hour. So we're going to do that again today. We're going to hit some questions, some common subjects that have been coming up, things that people tag us in, what have you. As always, we want to shout out chokeresponsibly.com. They've helped us get here. Giving us T-shirts to give out.
This is one of them right here. One of my favorites, personal favorites.
Neon Belly.
Dummies 9 gets you 10% off at the store.
Yes, at chokeresponsibly.com. You can go directly and click on podcast, or you can go to jiu-jitsudummies.com and click on the store tab, and it'll take you to the store on Choke Responsibly.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yep.
Makes sense, right? I have made the mistake. Sorry to Ryan over at Cruise Combat. I've been talking about the patches. I forgot to shout him out, but I knew that I was saving the T-shirt to wear on this episode. But I should have been shouting him out the whole time. You want to grab it?
Awesome little patch
so they
right
do
here.
our patches. I just ordered 20 more. These are going to go out to staff, anybody that trains that's involved with the show, and I'm going to be giving them out to the podcast patrons.
There you go.
So CJ Carroll, Chuck Red Door, and James Fisher, 3 of our podcast patrons, are going to be getting these.
Awesome.
And I'm thinking about what other goodies I'm going to send them as well. Maybe they might see a rash guard in their future.
Okay. Hey.
All right. So if you want to be a podcast patron.
Pays to be a patron.
Pays to be a patron. You're giving us a few dollars. We're going to make sure that we take care of you as well.
Awesome.
We just started it, the actual podcast patron system, just a few months ago. So, you get charged as little as $5 a month to be a patron, get a shout out, whether it's your academy, or
Mission22.
Mission22.com, which that's
right.
actually CJ's getting a 2-for-1, man, and I'm more than happy to do it.
For sure.
He's
They're
definitely
good,
active
good
on our
organization.
Twitter, always
yeah.
reposting. But CJ Carroll asked us to shout out Mission22, who are, how much you know about them yourself?
They are a organization that takes care of veterans. It's more awareness, right? Awareness
For veteran suicide specifically, right? They're helping people with veteran suicide.
Yeah. 22 veterans potentially take their lives every day. So
Wow.
that's what Mission 22 is. Get out there and educate folks, but also help them get into different things like jiu-jitsu, right?
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu is going to help.
All right. Yeah, absolutely, man. It can help with a lot of stuff. And so thank you to the podcast patrons. They're going to be seeing some patches. I just ordered some more. Again, Cruise Combat. Ryan's my man over there. He throw me a shirt. I'll wear it on the show. And not that I forgot to wear it on the previous episodes. We had other sponsors we were working with, but I definitely have been forgetting as I'm talking about the patches to mention Cruise Combat. So they're awesome. Check them out online. It's cruisecmbt.com and at cruisecmbt, Cruise Combat on Instagram. They're incredible guys. They train. They're from this world, so supporting them is supporting
adding to the community.
Adding to the community, to jiu-jitsu, to MMA as a whole. So we've probably seen their patches on some of your favorite competitors. I hope I get his name right, Mike Colimbus or Colimbas. Excuse me, I don't know him, but he does a lot of photography at the jiu-jitsu tournaments. You'll always see his name. He's out there, so they do his patches. You'll see him on the website if you go to order. So super inexpensive. One of these patches costs $6.
Wow, that's
not bad, and you can order one. That's the thing. You don't have to order in bulk. So. Again, big shout out to Ryan. Thank you guys. I'm going to keep on ordering. If you want to send some shirts for the crew, we'll shout you out online. We'll wear them on the show. We'll give you lots of love over a whole bunch of episodes. So thank you, Ryan. So what we're doing here is let's not forget about your boy.
Fight back.
How's your shoulder doing?
Man, my shoulder's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
I started taking some Fight Back CBD on a regular basis over the last week, and it really has improved the amount of pain that I've been dealing with. So
if your pain was at a 10 when you started, where do you feel like you're at now?
it definitely has dropped down about 3 to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4 points from there.
Okay.
So I would say it was probably like at 7, very uncomfortable 7,
Okay.
and now I'm probably at a good 3 that I could sleep.
Okay.
Sleep better at night.
And it's what Justin said when we had him on episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first Skype interview. So he said, he goes, it brings his pain down. He goes, if I can get from a 10 to a 6, I think is what he said. That's a win, right? And it is.
Course,
if you can get that pain down. I keep on saying this. I've got my cardiologist appointment coming pretty soon. I can't wait to get back on
Check
it.
that ticker.
Yeah, man. I just got to be careful with my meds, so I got to get a sign off on anything I put into my body. So hopefully they're going to tell me thumbs up. Go ahead, get back on the CBD, and I'll be good.
And Justin has a code for us, right?
JJD
gets us 15% off.
15% off at fightbackcbd.com. Follow him at FightbackCBD on Facebook and Instagram.
Already inexpensive as it is, right?
Yeah, so. I mean, his prices are super competitive. Look, I've purchased CBD from other places before, and he's beat everyone that I've ever purchased from. I have been lucky. In my day job, I'm in the marketing business, and I actually had a client that sent me some CBD. That was my start. And then I migrated over to Fight Back when we started the relationship with Justin, and it was great until I had to stop. My primary physician told me, maybe you want to hold off. This might be counteracting the meds, or your meds and the CBD are trying to do two different things. You need to open your arteries, and the CBD might be constricting them. So let's get an opinion from your cardiologist.
Sure,
so
yeah.
I hope to be back soon. I got plenty of little aches and pains that I know that it's helped me with before.
Yeah. And go ahead and listen to that episode, right? Episode 7 with Justin
7.
from Fight Back CBD. A lot of great info.
From the horse's mouth. Yeah. One of the things, I don't want to call it a side effect, one of the things that it helped me with, which completely unexpected, day 1, acid reflux, that burn, that heartburn. I was able to stop taking ranitidine, which is I take them twice a day for years, and I was able to stop immediately. I have Tums in my car, in my briefcase, on my desk at work, in my nightstand.
We should get them as a sponsor.
And I had to stop, right? Yeah. And I had to stop. I was able to stop. So CBD, I'm not going to call it the cure-all like everybody out there is always calling it the cure-all. It's helped me. It's helping you. Me. Yep. Raul's father-in-law. We've got people that we know that are using it that it's helping with. So again, big shout out to Justin. Thank you for all you do for the show. So what are we going to get? What else are we giving away today? So we've got the coupon code that you could always use. It's always going to be Dummies and the podcast episode number.
This is
to get 10% off. We've
always
always matched it up with the podcast. That's just for tracking, right? So, but Dummies, the number 9
for this episode.
So we're not giving away T-shirts or CBD for questions.
But we're doing a contest.
Yeah, we're going to do a contest. And the reason why we're not giving it, if you sent us a question and you hear us answering it, understand that we probably got this question
several times.
Or we're asked to talk about this subject by a whole bunch of people. And unfortunately, we can't give away CBD to everybody. Justin can only go so far. And again, Choke Responsibly, the same thing. We can only send out so much.
And don't hit him up for free CBD. Right?
Yeah, go order some bottles,
it's a good cause. So listen again to episode number 7.
Yeah.
He explains what the whole process is behind him doing this at an affordable cost, right?
So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to give away a bottle of CBD and a $50 coupon. We send you a coupon code to Choke, 50 to chokeresponsibly.com. Or again, you go through jiu-jitsudummies.com to the podcast store, and we will. What you have to do to enter to win is
really easy, right? Really easy.
You're going to go to our YouTube page. You're going to go to this episode number 9. You're going to like
subscribe,
the video, subscribe,
and also post a comment and or a question.
Right? Yeah, and you're going to be entered to win. That the CBD and the $50 coupon code. So
Junior's good looking is not enough, right?
No.
As a matter of fact, that will be more substantial.
Yeah,
that'll negate you.
Yeah, we'll take you out of the hat if you do that. So we're going to do that after the episode airs. we got to let it run, let people enter, and then we'll pick and we'll announce on social media and contact that person.
Certain number of views, or it doesn't really matter?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. Didn't put that much thought into it. But usually I do the giveaways about a week to 2 weeks after the episode airs because I want to make sure everybody's listening, including that person that won. I want them to hear it. Yeah, I actually like when somebody says, "Hey, thanks you for using my question on the show."
1,000
when
views
do I get my?
That hard, right? 1,000 views shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, well, I think let's keep it a week or two. I think a week or two is good. And look, we're more than happy to give stuff away. Sure. Just in this particular situation, we're going to go into some questions or some commonly posed subjects so that we can, kind of get these questions out of the way.
Start a new bank, test bank.
Yeah, we get questions every day, or we get tagged in other questions that people pose online. I've thrown him out there a whole bunch of times. Jiu Jitsu. I'm into the Jiu Jitsu group. He also has his own podcast. Check him out. It's awesome. But Chewy has a great podcast group. But we get tagged here and there, or people pose that same subject to us in our group, or might send me a message. Hey, what do you think about this? So anyway, let's dive in. So enough explaining. So a big subject that keeps on coming up is comparing yourself to your training partners. Kind of goes hand in hand with why are you training? Are you training to go kick the 50-year-old accountant's butt in the gym, or the 25-year-old, waiter, who maybe none of you are looking to go to ADCC or to fight in the UFC. It kind of goes hand in hand, I think, maybe with why are you training? What's your end game here? Do you want to, again, tournament train? Do you want to compete professionally? What are your thoughts on people who, kind of walk through that door and they're comparing themselves to everybody?
Yeah. You can't compare yourself to anybody. Right? And that's the consensus, right?
Not in the jiu-jitsu world. I mean, there's other places you might want to compare yourself to a coworker. Hey, I want to be better than that coworker. I want that promotion, but it doesn't work like that in the jiu-jitsu gym. Right?
No, I think it's just.
Does that comparison make sense?
Yeah, it's a fair analogy. But I think jiu-jitsu at the same time can be that way. Right? Are you comparing yourself? You're only trying to compete against yourself from what you did yesterday. Yeah. Right? You want to be better than yesterday. And that should be the reason why you go to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah, you have training partners that you see on a regular basis. And do you want to be better than them, or, potentially be better than the next belt level? Sure, but that comes with time, and you can't compare yourself because, again, you don't know. You only know what you're doing. Yeah. What are you doing to be better? Are you getting up early? Are you running? Are you doing extra cardio? So there shouldn't be a comparison.
Yeah.
Right?
So my opinion is, of a similar opinion there. So you really have to stop and when you open the door to the gym. Agree, right? I want to come out of there learning one little thing. I always say, sorry to the guy with the headphones on behind the camera. Am I going to get better today? Am I any better today than I was yesterday at my day job? I always tell people, pennies make dollars. A little bit, 1 penny. If I put 1 penny into investing into my job, my jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, tomorrow I have 2 pennies. I'm going to put it down. I have 2 pennies and 3 pennies, right? Pennies make dollars. I actually got that. I used to work in a pizzeria when I was young. And the owner would sweep at night, and he'd be picking up pennies and dimes that he'd find, and he'd go, pennies make dollars, and he'd put it in. But it meant so much more, and he explained it to me over time what that really meant. But he always said
it. Miyagi thing right there.
But listen, I can go into my relationship with that guy. He was an incredible mentor, and I still work and do things because of things that he taught me. It's like customer service. And again, look, I live my life like that. I'm going to try to make myself a little bit better today. I don't look at a task and go, oh my God, I have to complete that task today. I don't have to learn an entire leg lock system or a leg lock move today.
But it's discipline.
I'm going to get a little piece today, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to find the video, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask my coach a question. I might even show him that video. Hey, look, can I do it like that? Things that I do, the way I do it, it's not going to be the way that you're going to be able to do it.
Exactly.
I learned early on. I had a 400-pound training partner in my first gym. We always figured out modifications for both of us. The coach would teach him something that would work, and then, you have to be here for that. But look, pennies make dollars. You go to train. We don't go train once. This isn't the Matrix. We don't have somebody uploading jiu-jitsu into your brain. we are
That would be
going
nice.
there, right?
That'd
Be
nice.
great. Somebody work that out. Let me know if you figured that out yet. So, but right, it doesn't. That's what it is. It's like, I don't want to be corny, but it's the journey.
Sure,
and you
of
have.
course, yeah.
When I grab that door, I just want to be a little bit better. When I open that door and I see some of the faces that are there, I know who the competitive guys are. I don't want to lose to those guys, and we all know.
Of course.
Listen, I'm one of the bigger guys in the gym. I know everybody doesn't love to see me coming. I don't ask anybody to roll anymore. I absolutely leave it for everybody else. For the most part, I'm the larger man in the room. And on most days, if you're not around, if Andres isn't around, I'm probably the highest or one of the higher belts. I'm a one-stripe purple belt, 5 years in. But we have there's a sea of blue belts right at our gym. I should say there's a sea of white and blue right now. And that's not to say we don't have other belts. It's just working out 4 or 5 days a week. You don't run into each other all the time. On the days that I go, I'm usually a higher belt. So I've gone to being. I'm learning how to be humble. I'm not 100% there, but again, pennies make dollars a little bit every day. I'm at a point now. I went to train this morning at open mat. I don't ask anybody to roll unless somebody looks at me and says, like, I'm a higher belt. I should be able to ask anybody to roll. But because of my size, it's intimidating to some people, sure, and they might have an injury and they're worried.
Like, you're not calling that person. I don't know what I was listening to.
I'm like, hey,
you come off the wall.
Yeah.
Come roll with me.
But every once in a while, there'd be somebody who's avoiding me, and I'll be like, I'll call them out on it. Mauricio, me and Mauricio got a thing going right now.
Love-hate relationship.
Mauricio, Mauricio, love you, Mauricio. I love you. I really do. You're my brother. Can't wait to have you back on the show. He's got a lot of school and work, he's been busy. So getting to the podcast has been hard. But he figured out a way to not have to roll hard with me. He would roll the first roll on a Saturday morning, which most of the time is the flow roll or a warm-up.
And gets it knocked out.
But he got me for a good couple of months without. You know what? How I figured it out? The dumbass told me.
Guess what I've been doing?
Yeah, he told me.
I'm gonna tell you my secret right now.
Yeah, he said he came out just straight out said it. He's like, yeah, man, I get that flow. I get you in. I do the flow roll, and I was like, oh, now I won't. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but I did catch him on one. I was like, no, I'm not rolling with you.
It doesn't matter what number roll it is, right? First roll, we're going balls to the wall.
Yeah, well, usually he says, oh no, slow down. We're going to flow today. We're going to flow with the first one.
Nice job.
I got stretch.
I try to use
Love him, but he did do that. So, but back to the question. When I open that door, I know the faces I'm going to see. I know who's in there. I know who I have to be competitive with, who I shouldn't be competitive with, who I've got to learn. I've got to go out of my way to don't get sucked into that competitive battle. Don't get sucked into a place where it's egos. And there's not a lot of that anymore. But it's happened to me in the past. It's happened in my current gym, at Fight Sports. But it's kind of gone. And I think it's just kind of something that you kind of weed out. Good people stay. People that are there for the right reasons stay. And we're in a good place. But, bottom line is, it is you against yourself.
That's it.
You shouldn't compare yourself to anybody. And, in the end, you're gonna have a better training experience. And your jiu-jitsu is actually going to get better. You don't have to fight hard and kill somebody every time you're in the gym to get better. It's actually when do you learn the most?
When do I learn
hard
the most?
roll or flow roll?
Probably a flow roll and it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. Lower belt or higher belt.
Yeah.
Right? There's always something for you to learn.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Yeah. So, well, let's move on to the next question. Again, I see this a lot, and most of the time, I love to, when somebody asks me a question, I love to figure out I'll either visit their page or hopefully they'll tell me what belt they are, their experience, right? But I see this question, and we've gotten this question, what should I be doing when I'm hurt? Can't train. What should I do? White belt, what should I do?
Man, that's a tough question, man. Why? Because it's easy for you first not to go to the gym and to do any type of training. And it's easy, especially being a little bit older, for those pounds to quickly accumulate, right? So, man, I haven't trained probably in a month, and I know that I've put on a couple pounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what can you do, right? Hey,
Yeah.
it's discipline. Discipline goes a long way. So hey, you still got to maintain your eating habits, right? You can't go keto and eat a pizza, right? You
I've
have
never
to
done
main-
keto yet. I haven't
Oh man,
done
that's
that yet.
hard.
But yeah,
That's hard. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that in another episode.
Yeah.
But you have to maintain, find what's hurting you, and find ways to fix it so
Yeah.
you can get back on the mat, right? So
Okay.
for me, Fight Back CBD has made a world of difference in potentially getting me.
Yeah, you
on
need
the
to hold
mat.
up a bottle while you're talking about it. Get it. Fight back CBD. No,
Fight Back CBD.
I'm just
Try
kidding.
it. It'll
But
work.
but go ahead, man.
So yeah, you still. So you're
you're saying Fight Back helped you.
It
Fight
helped
Back,
me,
Yeah.
right? And again, I'm only speaking for me. But what can you do? You know, there's a lot of things you can do. You can do cardio, right? You can do some strength and conditioning. You can review tape, read
I'm
books.
hurt right now. I'm hurt right now, and I've been doing 2 to 3 times a week, 2 mile runs in the evening, either in the gym or out here out in front of the house.
But here's
You know,
something too
go around
that-
the community.
Here's something else that you can do to keep you on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, tell your training partners, hey, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Right? It becomes an ego thing.
Yeah.
If you don't want to tell somebody that you're hurt, and hey, can you lay off this side? Or hey, I'm only going to work from this position. Or hey, you know, whatever, I want to go 50%. I've never found that to be a problem.
Okay.
I think you were telling me there was a white belt that had a injured shoulder.
Yeah.
Still wants to train, right? Still has that energy to get in the mat. What did he do? Put his hand in his belt.
hand
Look
in
at
his
that,
belt.
man.
And I did the same, and we rolled. I
There
was
you
like,
go.
interesting.
Right?
Been a long time since I've done
So-
that, and I put it in.
Yeah. You know where you don't want to be. That's going to get you hurt.
So, again, you're hurt, and not able to train still. You haven't
Correct.
trained. You're
Right.
itching to get out there.
Man,
but-
I might be there tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
Okay. So I have gone. I just really, I thought I had a hernia, that whole nine, back issues. So actually found out I probably have a torn ab muscle. My reaction was, oh, I have ab muscles? So that was number one. But so my chiro, basically, when they really started getting into kind of fixing me up for my back pain, he's like, what you're telling me in the pain and where it's coming out, says, I think that you must have torn an ab. And I'm like, yeah, I told my primary physician that this pain hasn't gone away since a very specific ab workout and that side-to-side shrimping, people call it, right? Everybody has a different name for it. Side-to-side shrimping with a buttload of ab crunches
I think I
in
remember
that
that
training training session that day, and I just felt like pain, like sore muscles, and it never went away. And then it got worse, and when I would sneeze, I'd feel the pain. So it never went away from there. But then I always have back pain. Stopped going to the chiro, not getting my regular adjustments and massages, and my back started hurting too. So that my primary care physician put it together as one thing. My chiro says, I think they're two separate things. I don't see the pain that you're saying radiating the way that it's radiating to the front. So although it can happen, long story short, I feel like there's two different issues. Back is feeling better already. Front is still the same. So I still have to go to the gym, and pretty much I pull guard when I'm going to roll.
There you go. Take it
and
easy, right?
and it's defense. But what I did was, before I even found out, before I got the X-ray that led to the diagnosis, I started running. 2 miles. It's hard to get to, but for me, it's I'm a big dude. Running is not my. I've always enjoyed running, but
Good for you.
I'm a big dude. So I got up to 2 miles. Try to working on my time to do those 2 miles in shorter amount of times. But I was able to actually go weightlifting. I kept it just kind of above the waist, no sit ups, no legs, because I didn't want to So
Injure it even more.
yeah, I didn't want to injure it anymore. But I found something. The bottom line, where I'm getting, that I took the long road to say, I found other things that I could do.
Exactly.
And I went to the chiro yesterday, and he said, continue to do that. As soon as if you feel the pain, stop. But if you can do it, go exercise. Yeah, build up your muscles. Get stay in shape. So again, weights, started running, but me, I'm always looking for videos, always looking for something
there's
cool.
a lot of
not
knowledge
just
that
like
you
on
can-
Instagram and the video. Like I go search out videos of things that I feel or places where I feel the weakest. I've been working on, Coach, his signature move is the lockdown, right? At least for him, right? You roll with Coach, you're getting in that lockdown at some point. So lockdown to the electric chair to the coach calls it the
Mordecai?
pee-pee splitter. I call it the banana split. The old I think wrestlers call it the banana split. But working that lockdown to different moves has been good for me. But I come home and I'm looking for one little puzzle piece to add in. I can even
Exactly.
stop. I'll watch a whole video, figure out okay, I'm going to do that next time. Oh, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't pushing the arm out. I wasn't creating distance and pulling that arm in. So just doing that, and I figure I've always been like that, like find a move and work that move. I find something I like. Wow, that's working for me. Works for my body type.
Exactly.
And then I just find it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I did it with the North South, and now I'm doing it with the lockdown. So, the initial question was, what do I do when I'm hurt? Train what you can, train when you can, even if it means you could just go for a walk.
Yeah, train that mental muscle, right?
Right.
Train the brain, right?
Train or get a book.
Mm-hmm.
Jiu Jitsu University, link in the bio, link in the description. I'm always talking about it, and I will continue to talk about it until everybody in Jiu Jitsu owns that book, because it is one of the best things. Some of the most basic moves from that book I do and save my ass every time I roll. But the bottom line, what are we saying? Supplement your training. Figure out something else to do. But I like the videos. I like watching YouTube because it keeps my head in the game.
And the coach, your coach, your professor, talk to him. Hey, coach, professor, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I might not be able to do all the warm-ups.
I have a lot of respect for guys that show up that are hurt, and they'll come and show up to their regularly scheduled classes and just sit and watch. Jason's done that in the past.
Yeah.
He trains with his wife there, but he's not coming because she's there. He's coming because he doesn't want to lose it.
Yeah,
He'll get on the
muscle.
mat when he can, but I mean, I've seen him just hang out on the side.
Yeah.
And he's done that. So yeah, supplement your training, get into the gym, stay in the mindset. Don't just walk away from it. Well, I'll be back when I can be back.
Exactly.
And I have not always been.
I'm going back tomorrow.
I have not always taken that advice. I have not. I'm giving the advice. I haven't always done it. I have not always shown up when I'm hurt, or I'm going to take a couple of weeks off and then not exercise at all.
Yeah.
But the longer I train, the more discipline I get with those little things. And again, we talked about last episode, the pennies make dollars.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the little things. It's the little thing. It's that
They're gonna
overall
accumulate.
jiu-jitsu
It's
journey
gonna
as well.
accumulate.
These little pennies have made dollars in my training life. Even the things off the mat, like, hey, I didn't do that last time I was hurt. I'm doing it this time. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
I can get into food and supplements and things like that. I don't take supplements, but food to supplement. Things like drinking ginger drinks and things like that. So won't go that far into it, but I've done those things to again help keep me on the mat. So all right. So we're gonna change it up a little bit.
Okay.
I stole this idea.
Lightning round.
Lightning round. But I stole this idea from The Walking Dead. I
Okay.
was late to the show. I was late to the game on Walking Dead, but me and my fiance, we watch it religiously. We're just finishing out episode 9. 10 is like airing this week. Or season 10 is airing this week. We're on season 9. So one of the things they do in the show is when they run into people. I explained this to you for the benefit of for anybody listening, and I hope I don't mess this up. But basically, when they run into somebody that they might bring into the community, they ask them 3 questions. And when we first started this, like before episode 1, when I was like thinking of how to do this and what we should be talking about, I wrote it down as ask 3 questions like in The Walking Dead. So these are the 3 that I want to start asking you guys, my co-hosts, Janet and Raul when they're back, Mauricio if he ever comes back at all.
Come on, Mauricio.
So Mauricio, where you at, bro? We've got milk carton
Missing.
memes to loading now. So I especially want to ask this of guests. Again, a little lightning round.
Okay.
But let's just jump in. So obviously, as it pertains to jiu-jitsu, what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret, probably not starting earlier.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest regret.
Okay. Same for me.
Yeah.
I didn't start till I was 41. When did you start?
I started when I was 30, 34, 35.
You don't include any time in the military, even though it's not wasn't straight jiu-jitsu, but you did do some
I
elements.
did some,
of,
Marine Corps
Okay.
martial arts, but
Okay.
it wasn't straight jujitsu.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I played the. Let me get into a little bit of better shape and lose some weight
Yeah,
first, and then I'll
yeah,
start
that's
training.
understandable.
I since I was about 19, I've always like hit a punching bag, had a punching
Hmm.
bag in the house, in the yard, in my living room on a stand, like one of those big old Everlast stands.
But endo work train
You know,
harder.
yeah,
Maybe if I could have trained twice a day or trained
yeah.
every day or, not taking that time
For me,
off
it's
and.
just I said I was going to do it a lot sooner than I did, but then
Hmm.
actually met a family friend, a friend of my fiance's family who was opening a gym, and the rest
Hmm.
is history. Started right before my 41st birthday, like a week or two before my 41st. So that's my biggest regret as well. All right, so question number 2: if you can go back in time, what would you tell the white belt you?
Train harder.
I was going to say you just
Train
answered it.
harder.
You answered it
Yeah.
before I asked
Yeah,
it.
train harder,
Train
man.
harder.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think one of the things that I found, and I'm sure everybody hates, is doing hip escapes,
Okay.
shrimping, right?
Okay.
Up and down the mats at
Yeah,
least
yeah, yeah.
2 or 3 times, whatever that is, 20 meters. But I hated it. I
Yeah.
hated it. But now I found that it's such a big part of my game because hip escapes are not a big deal anymore. They
Yeah.
remove me from that obstacle that's there. It allows me to bring my hips back, replace really quick.
Yeah.
So, don't take the simple things for granted,
Okay.
baby. Don't take this, those techniques, those warm-ups are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Do your warm-ups. I've
Okay.
still to this day, I do warm-ups and I find I've seen individuals with, higher belts that don't think that they're part of the class, that they don't have to do warm-ups. Right? So hey,
Does that bother you? The higher belts?
you know what? No, there's not too many things that bother me. I'm there for me.
Okay.
So it goes
Yeah.
back to what we
Yeah.
talked about. It's not about anybody else. I don't really
Yeah.
care if you. Here's what I do care about. I do care about that it's a tough warm up, right? We go through the technique. You haven't done any warm ups, and then we go to spar, and you want to go 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, I might put a little bit extra shoulder pressure on you just to wear you down a little bit more.
You might put a little more hot sauce on that
I
move.
might a little bit more. My Antonio Banderas when I do it, it's gonna come with some heat.
Yeah. All right. All right. If I could go back and talk to myself when I was a white belt, the second I stepped on the mat, I probably would say take better care of myself and my body off the mat. Right?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
obviously this is that's pre heart attack, right? So I started before I had a heart attack 2 years ago. This last June is 2 years since I had the heart attack. Bernie Sanders just had what I had. He had 2 stints. We don't need to get into politics. I see the head, your eyes rolling already. Anyway, Bernie Sanders just had 2 stints put in, and it's either discomfort or a heart attack. He had a heart attack. So I would go back and tell myself to take better care of myself, but not just for the heart attack, because that's probably damage I did to my body well before I started jiu-jitsu,
Sure.
but more massages. I would have been doing yoga. I don't know where I don't know where you're going. I don't know where that smile's
We're not
going.
gonna touch that one. We might get flagged for that.
More
comment.
massages from the massage
There you
therapist.
go.
All right, Junior.
There you go.
I would have definitely. I've learned a lot of like yoga stretching, but to this day, I would really love to be able to get to yoga 2-3 times a week. But I can barely get to training. It's hard enough to get to training. Until I retire, which isn't happening anytime soon. I wish I could. I would have done, and still wish that I could do more yoga.
I'm going to add
For the-
one
for the
thing.
stretching,
I'm going to
yeah.
add one thing that I think even now can still incorporate is cool downs.
Okay.
Right? Find some way after training for an hour to properly cool down and stretch out and do those things.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's preparation for
Yeah.
future training events.
I mean, that goes hand in hand with taking better care
Exactly,
of myself.
exactly.
Not, our godfather, Joe Rogan. God bless you.
Joe Rogan, Godfather of podcast.
So, he talks about it like stretching, taking 10, 15 minutes. You know who does? Andres has been doing it. And I'm always running out the door, but I'm going to make a commitment to kind of stick around a little bit longer after training and do them with him. But I do come home. I use my massager, or I'll stretch here in the living room a little bit. But definitely, that's probably the one thing that I would have told myself is you got to take care of your body.
Yeah.
Because this is it's going to be worth every minute.
Mm-hmm.
The jiu-jitsu is worth every minute.
The longevity.
And taking care of yourself is going to help you do this into your 50s and 60s and hopefully beyond, man. I wouldn't mind if I died on the mat.
All right, lightning round. Let's go, man. We got.
Not such a lightning round. What is your ultimate goal, other than achieving the rank of black belt, which you already have? 2 years now, going on 2 years.
Coming up, yeah.
You've been a black belt for 2 years.
Year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is your ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal, man. That's probably to train till I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that when you ask most people this, if you asked, I would say, a white belt or blue belt this question, most people are going to say to get my black belt, to do this long enough to get my black belt. I think once you hit purple and brown, I don't care so much about the belt anymore. I might joke about it a little bit, about stripes and, coach messing with me. The belt is becoming less and less of anything to me. It is the experience. I know where my game is. I know where I want to get better. I know where my game is. My coach knows where my game is. I'm comfortable where I am right now, even with injury. But I think once you hit purple and brown, it's less about the belt. And I think it goes back to, I think you also realize the responsibility that comes with that belt. You have people looking up to you. Are you going to be coaching? Are you going to take over classes? People are going to naturally gravitate towards you and ask you questions. It's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
And I enjoy that responsibility even now. But I think because of that, I think the answer changes for most people. And we'll find out as we ask this question on an episode. But for me, I think is doing this till I drop.
Yeah, I think
being
I think
able to
you'll
take care of my body, to do this long enough that I am truly doing this all of my life. I've really closed my eyes and pictured myself, when I'm, 70 years old, God willing that I get there. When I'm 70 years old, am I gonna still be doing this? Am I gonna be going to the gym 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week? What am I gonna be doing? And I hope that, that's my goal, is to really be doing this for the rest of my life. And if I am not on the mat, I would like to be doing something like this, still spreading the word, still having knowledge that I can impart. We have we've become this, or at least our audience and the people that are interacting with us, I can see that they're mostly white and blue. Mm-hmm. And it was, the first description I wrote of this show was like the podcast you wished you had when you were a white belt. It's still out there on some stuff. And I wanted this to be geared towards, and we had this conversation when I spoke to you about it. We have these conversations that I wish that people that we trained with that were younger in the game could hear. And now here we are. These are some of the same conversations we had when we were having a beer, pizza and a beer, or getting some wings, me, you, Mauricio, Raul. These are the same conversations that we've had, and now we're just recording.
And this is the forum, right? This is the forum to ask questions, right? That's what we did this for. Because I think, too, as a white belt, I had a lot of questions. Even as a blue and purple belt, I had a lot of questions.
There's a lot. I don't know if you're like most, or I feel like most are a little intimidated to maybe ask the professor because they think it's a stupid question. Maybe it's 50-50. Like, some people just don't ask a lot of questions, or like, what should I do? Or they don't go to the higher belts. And I wanted this to be a place or a show to, hey, look, even though some of these things seem so obvious, of course you should supplement your training and look at videos.
Yeah.
You need to hear it from somebody.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
Somebody needs to verbalize it to you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing those things, asking those questions, because it's just going to make you better.
I'm hoping that if I am not able to do jiu-jitsu, that if there's a point in my life where I couldn't, that I'm doing this, that I am involved in the jiu-jitsu world. And, maybe it's training and coaching. And look at John Danaher, he's got bad knees, and I'm not sure how much he trains, but he's,
still there. He's an
becoming like
inspiration.
the preeminent leg lock guy, and look at his team and what they've done just at ADCC this year. So, being involved at whatever level, what do they say? Like, those who can't do, teach. Right? I hope that if I can't do it, that I'm teaching.
That's a bad adage, I think.
Yeah, but it comes from not a great place. Like somebody,
it does,
hey, you suck at baseball, but you're a great batting coach. You never made it to the big leagues, but you did this. I would hope that it would be because I'm retired, but if I can't do it, I'd want to coach or talk about it, or I need to be in this world. I've never, other than my family and my children, and I've never felt better than, coming off that mat or
Yeah.
even just talking about jiu-jitsu, doing what we're doing here.
Exactly.
So, all right. Thank you, brother.
Awesome.
Another
Thank you,
great
man, for
one.
having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris, behind the camera. Thank you to his Uber driver. What's her name again? Is it Tatiana or Tiana? Tiana. I'm sorry. I always get that wrong. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to everybody that's listening on the podcast or watching us on YouTube. Thank you to our sponsors.
Fight Back CBD.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Justin. Appreciate everything that you do.
Coupon
code is JJD.
For?
Episode.
No, for how much the percentage? You always forget, man.
Man, for 15% off.
15% off. Fightbackcbd.com.
Yeah. Always gets me with that one, man.
Coupon code is JJD at checkout. Choke responsibly. 10% off.
Dummies 9. Dummies 9.
Dummies 9. 15% off. And it's worth noting that they do free shipping anywhere in the U.S.
Whoa.
So any U.S. address, Canada, Alaska. It's Canada, Alaska. Alaska and Hawaii and the U.S. It's free shipping. Did you just
bump up that
No,
discount?
don't do it. Don't do it. No, it's a 10% discount.
I think you said 15.
10%
so let's clarify
discount.
because somebody's going to come hunt
I
you
said
down.
free shipping.
Okay.
It's free shipping anywhere in the U.S., any of the U.S. states and territories. So thank them. You could visit chokeresponsibly.com and click on podcast, and there's our podcast store. If you go to jujitsudummies.com and click on store, it'll take you to the store on Choke Responsibly. Also, again, want to shout out Ryan and his crew from Cruise Combat.
For the awesome patches.
Awesome patches.
Those on the
Listen,
geese soon.
Yeah, I gave them out to everybody. We're going to give them to our podcast patrons.
Mm-hmm.
So CJ Carroll, Chuck Red Door, James Fisher are all going to be getting a care package from me in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
I'm going to put together maybe a couple of other things, so just be patient. I'll have them out to you. But we're going to get you some patches, some decals, and let's see what else we can do. But next episode, our next full-length episode, even though this one went, I think, 40 minutes.
That's a good one.
I think we're at 40 minutes. Our next episode, we're also going to be introducing everybody to a new sponsor. I'm really excited to have them.
Show's growing, good things.
Yeah, it's let's just say it's going to help with some pain management. It's not a CBD. We've already got Fight Back,
Okay.
but it's a really cool new company. They're excited to be working with us as kind of one of the the best new podcasts, and it's going to be cool. So we'll have some more announcements. We'll probably start posting on social media even before we start recording on the episode. So I'm excited to do that. So we miss anybody?
No, but hey, I want to give out a little. Let me give out one little, I guess, nugget of info. Right?
You may.
I would say that wherever you go, right, jiu-jitsu is an amazing community. Speak to your coach. Tell them you're going somewhere else, another state, another country. There's going to be a jiu-jitsu gym there, right? And train. So that's going to open up a world of new things for you. Whether it's, I've had the opportunity to go to Mexico and train in Mexico. I had the opportunity to go to Colombia. And I'm going to shout out the guys down there from Heroicos BJJ in Cartagena. Thank you guys for having me a few months back when I was there. It's just as easy as making a phone call, saying, hey, I'm here. Can I train with you guys? Even if you have to drop a mat fee. But what's that mat fee going to be? $10 for the opportunity to train with a new group of people. Yeah. Right? Come in with a great attitude. Yeah. Leave your ego at the door and learn something new. So that's my nugget of information.
So big shout out to them. I am not going to butcher that name. My Spanish is horrible. But thank you again, everybody. Thank you to our sponsors. Another one in the can.
That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Go train. Wash your gi.
Woo-hoo.
Don't worry about your belt.
Wash your belt. Gotta wash your belt.
Don't worry about the belt.
Thank you, brother.
Awesome, man.